Mills fascinate me. Water fascinates me. Water moving machinery fascinates me. There's a timelessness. There's also romance about it as well. And we were fortunate, myself and Sandy and I, not to have to buy a mill with a view to making a living from it, and certainly not under Victorian conditions, which was extremely hard work, dangerous, noisy. So we were looking at it as a project to restore, to see what, to give a present day use, because needless to say we couldn't roll the clock back.
It was very bad. The roofs were all in very bad condition, and it had to get repainted, holes filled and everything. So it was really very bad, and Tom was very good to be able to do that kind of work, get started. But he told me that to just have a look around, and I nearly know myself what had to be done, because everything was in a bad state. There was nothing done for years in it. So that's where it all took off from.
We weren't changing the profile of the building, we weren't changing the height, the width, windows. So again, we were really only repairing and restoring. We weren't changing. Belmont Mill is now an arts and heritage project, and if Sandy and I, drop dead tomorrow, the mill is here, the archive is here, it's restored, it's working, it will continue that way. So all we've done is given it a push in a particular direction, and we would hope it will continue that way.
Early on, when we were doing the physical restoration of the yard where the artists were to be housed, we needed some kind of reason for doing that. And Tom was going to meetings in the locality, and he met with Kevin O'Dwyer, who was very active in trying to get some arts going in the Midlands. And he put it to Tom, he said, when he looked into the kiln room, look, you've got 2 kilns here, this could be a glass studio. And from there, this idea grew and grew. Well, what about having just units for artists? So, we could start on that. So that's where the idea grew from, was to create a campus for artists, craftspeople, who would come here and they would enjoy this tranquil environment, and they would be supportive for each other in their creative endeavours, and that this might be a goer.
Well, I'm very, very pleased to see the actual property have been preserved and a new use given to it and a new lease of life. It's not milling, but it's not falling down as most of the old mills in the country have. And it's wonderful what they're doing, and it's great for the local community too.
I think it's fantastic because you're saving all the heritages there,
I'd say they're very well pleased, because it's lovely to see it now with some movement in it, whereas before there was nothing happening. When the mill closed down, and then when Tom took it over, and suddenly everything started going back to life again. That's grand. So I'd say the local people are very delighted.
I think at this moment in time, just loving it and minding it and bringing it back to its former glory is about all that we can do, and certainly a steward for this moment in time. But I hope in the future, another young group will come in and they'll see another potential, want to take it on,